Are you living your own truth? What does it mean to live your own truth? How one gets to live their own truth and what that actually means. I'm sure that you heard of this many times, but this is a stage, it is a state which needs to be experienced and where you need to fully stabilize, because this journey is your hero journey, and you have been thrown into this upside down world where you are looking out, where all the answers are in, and more that you do this work, more that you sift and sort, more you start to come back to you, because you have been plain simply fed lies. Everything, that was implanted in you, programmed in you, taught by other people, it's, they're most likely not true, but this is this false ego that we get to build along the way, and you living your own truth is first, because the first level is you breaking the illusion of your inside world, and day by day, walking towards inside of you, towards your own universe. And then, once you find your own universe, once you find the truth of who you are, and stabilize there, then you're going to be able to break the illusion of this outside world, So first illusion is you breaking the illusion of your world, because, we didn't know that we thought, and you cannot say this is not truth. All the other people that raised us, they had good intention. It's just, that they didn't know. This is what, makes this game even more exciting. But it is really that in order for you to find and fully live your own truth, you have to start from the ground zero. You have to start with questioning everything and everyone, most of it yourself, and to actually all those things that you took for granted, all those things that have been implanted on you that you then take and make them your own, you just got it inside of you, never filtered or anything. Now the more that you can take out and filter and see, okay, this goes, this is gonna stay, this goes, this is gonna stay, the more that you can filter out, like why you love things that you love. Do you really love those things? Or that was implanted on you? Do you really want to go that path, or because this is what is meant for you, what was implanted for you, if you go this path, this is going to mean success. So it's really it's really about allowing yourself a blank slate as the best way, because for me it was easy. I created those circumstances, because I left home and I traveled all around the world for 6 years, and that was doing so many things for me. For these 6 years, I was so busy working, but in the same time, I was away from all the programming, all the matrix, all the people that will pull me into their own dramas, all the triggers and everything else. So it was in a way easy for me to extract myself, and I was traveling, and that's like unprogramming and in programming what I'm doing with my people. when I work them one-on-one, because you have to do same in both in the same times, unprogramming and programming new things. And you know, really focusing yourself and questioning everything, allowing yourself to reset, you know. And then after that, you know, I came to you know, to Australia to live to a totally, you know, other side of the world, you know. And I already came here unprogrammed. So that was, you know, 6 years, you know, really intensive, you know, unprogramming everything, you know, when I came here. And then was even easier because I had a clean slate. And you know, I literally was excited to start from scratch. And that's what I invite you as well, to get excited about starting from scratch. It's so exciting to start from scratch, guys. You know, when you do once and then you do twice, and then you realize every time that I do this, every time that I allow myself to reset, to discard the old, you know, old suits, and embody something else, to create something else, to change something about myself, you know, because you're constantly changing, you're constantly evolving, you know. So it's all about you allowing yourself those little resets, you know. Resets, in my case, there were massive resets, right? And then, right, you all know, I always brag about it. For the last 5 years, I'm just here doing me, you know, and that's like whole another level. Why you see me this crazy, right? Recording the video at 12 o'clock in the night, because that's my passion, right? So it's really about, you know, really questioning everything, and really identifying, you know, because you're like your likes and your dislikes, that's not you, you know, that's so shallow, that's so superficial. You have to go more inside to really, you know, because living your own truth is actually about you finally, but really, 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 because there are layers to it. It's about you living only for yourself, like you don't care, because, you know, beginning of the journey, you have been thrown in this upside down world, and it was all about outside, outside, outside. You know, what will neighbors say? You know, what will the village say? Whatever, you know, trained to make proud your parents, you know, someone outside of yourself. Never, no one taught you to come back to you, where everyone is telling, you know, like whoever, you know, mastered their life, or, you know, have any kind of wisdom, they're all gonna tell you the same thing, to come back to you. All the roads leads to you. And the more I go, the deeper I go. Really, solution to literally everything is inside of you. There is no solution for anything but inside of you. So how would you know that you are actually living your own truth? When you are really, really, really living your own truth, that means that it is impossible, for you to live and do anything that is outside of your value, outside of your what you want to do. Like, it is impossible. It becomes impossible for you to close the eyes and say, oh, just this once, or just, you know, whatever, or to paint yourself a picture, oh, I have to do it because this XYZ. It becomes impossible. And today, one client of mine, she brought up this memory, because this was so long time ago for me that I hardly ever speak about it. But this was a massive stage where every single human on their evolution path, on this hero journey, on this path of becoming full self, like, it's a massive part where you actually have to stabilize, to spend a lot of time in this frequency, because this frequency, your own truth, you living your own truth, is that healthy foundation. That's like the core of all of it, even before all the other stages that I talk about. Maybe if you're gonna, if it could be even related with the 3 lower chakras, which I always associate with the earth realms and hell and whatever, the denser realities, but really this is to really finding what is your own unique thing to do. I will tell you one example. When I came here, and I was, I already knew, okay, I have to, I was new to the country, my English was bad, and all of these things. But I saw and I said, like, I know what I don't want, I know what I want, and I was going that way. Educating myself, I understood that I have to work from my gifts and my talents and all these things, because there is just no other way. There is just no other way, because we are all meant to work from our gifts, from our talents. And then, I started all this journey, really, like, when I do things, I just do them like big time. And then it was, like, someone called me, like, am I interested for a job? And and I said to myself, oh, I can do it only for the money, just for a quick money. I lied to myself, I can do it for the money. And I painted it to myself. That was 13 years ago, mind me, when I had my last job. And I painted it to myself, justified to myself, okay, it's only for the money, I can save something extra, I can pay for a cruise, whatever. Oh my God, guys, I was on this job, and like this, I always share this with my people. Like, it was as someone, I was standing there doing the thing, whatever, it was like some pickpacking, whatever. And I was there, like, I felt like someone is slapping my face. I wasn't, embarrassed to do this job. I respect every job, really. I understand that every job is hard, and I admire people doing, because that's a hardcore job, whatever. But for me, I was there, and I felt like like a chicken, like with 2 wires. I was sharing, like, one is for shitting and one is for reproduction. That's how stupid I felt. Meaning, like, because I felt, my spirit smashing my face and saying, is that the best that you can do? Is this really what you come up with? Even it was all under an umbrella, just for a little while, just for the money, just, I painted myself, because in the same time, I knew that I'm on this mission, that I was heavily learning, investing, developing myself and all these things, and then, I was just like, if I could at least, listen to my audio books or something like that, and I wasn't allowed to do that, so for me, that was wasting the time, and time is so valuable. It's our most valuable asset, and I was there, like, only for the money. Like, that was my last job, and it was really a lesson learned, because it was, the hardest thing that I ever needed to do, because it was, like that dog, when you see the dog doesn't want to go, my whole being was, pushing, because I knew that I'm here, I have to, invest in myself and do these things. Today you see the final product. But back then, there was a lot of things to yet be done, and to educate myself, and to learn English, and to learn writing, and, to get confident on all these things. So, for me, that is the best example, because you becoming so true to yourself that it's absolutely impossible to do anything that is out of your alignment, that is out of your value, that is out of whatever you're doing. You cannot, lie to yourself. You cannot close your eyes. I remember myself. I know you all done it. You close your eyes, like you pretend it's not there or whatever. You know things and you still do them. They are not good for you. But where I was back then is, it was impossible. It was impossible to do. Like, I couldn't lie to myself. I couldn't paint it myself. I couldn't, come up with whatever. It was that, I felt someone smashing my face. And, where now one of the things that I really love to teach people is to honor yourself. You are like, to understand, no one owns you anything and you don't own anyone to anything. And it's only your job to do the right things by you. That's your only job. You just don't know. Your only job is to pamper you, to do good things for you, to be nice to you, to, really follow your own hero journey, follow your own passion, follow your own interest, and one of the great exercises, that you can do until this becomes automatic is to, throughout, like, to do your life in segments, to do your life in segments, and for example, you wake up and, like, you ask yourself, what would I love to do right here and right now? Like, what is the best thing that I would do, that I would like to do right now? And then that things come, and I say, okay, I'm going to do these things because I feel excited about that thing. And then you do that action, and it's like one segment. Then you take this all the way until, it doesn't produces any pleasure to you. Then you ask yourself again, what would I like, what would I like to do now? What is the next thing for me? And then this next thing comes, and then you go and do that thing, and over and over and over again, and and even acknowledging this segment and this segment and this segment, this is how you're gonna enjoy life so much more. How you gonna be present, because this game is all about how much more you can be aware. This journey, it's about how much more can you be aware, because when you close your eyes, when you ignore things, when you push things, when you block things, you go unconscious, and here it is the path where you can, go conscious path, and really enjoying this every segment, and, coming back to you, because the only, like, before you settle fully in your truth, it's about you following that inspiration, it's following your passion, it's following your interests, so when you acknowledge you, when you stop in a day and say, what would I like to do next? Oh, that thing I'm gonna go and do next. And then when you finish that, what would I like to do now? Oh, I'm gonna do that. Like, I work a lot and I love every second of my every day. I managed. This is what I'm teaching my people. I managed, guys, I swear to you with all my heart. I enjoy every interaction, every action, like every message, whatever I have to do, because there is a right time to do whatever you need to do. Like, if you are pushing against, if you just think, oh, I have to do this. No, there is nothing that you have to do. The only thing that you have to do is to do you. It is to honor you. It is to find out that hero journey, because you are that hero. You are here to find yourself, to save yourself, and then to fully start playing the main role in your own movie. And now you're playing this movie because of you, because of the inside world, because you come to the first place. It's not any longer this outside world, and what will the world say, but it's all about you. This is how like, you cannot do anything superficial. You cannot do whatever if it's not in 100% alignment with yourself. That will then mean that you truly live your own truth. And before you find it, before you demand this of yourself, before you really settle in there, because it's gonna be moments like this when I, all already deprogrammed, and I was already in the stage where I found my husband, my twin flame, so I was already on the levels, and I was now just working towards my life mission. That was the last stage, and yet I was like, I'm just gonna do it for the money. It was impossible thing to do. So this is how you actually know that you are living your own truth. Anything else that I can share with you about? No, it's really about plain and simple. You living for you. You doing things for you. You not doing anything that is out of the alignment from that. Like you always putting yourself first. You 10 places empty, then again you. That's my, little phrase that I always share, And really, this is the only right way. Once you then fully settle in that truth, then it's easy. Then it's easy, to recognize what is your thing to do, what brings you peace, what takes you out of alignment from that place, who are the people that will have to go, who are the people that you want around yourself, and everything is going to start changing. But this first change, so it's a massive stage, guys. It is a massive stage, so in this stage, you cannot be living with someone because of comfort, because kids, because, like I said, I'm going to do it just because of the money. It doesn't work that way. You have to fully release, to fully let go of that perception, because it's perception that is keeping you stuck. My perception back then, when I hit my rock bottom 22 years ago, it is, I couldn't find a way out. I was powerless. I wouldn't survive on my own. I was stuck. I was enslaved. My sentence was, I hope I'm gonna get used to on being so unhappy, because, I left my abusing home, and then I got even in a worse abusive relationship. And if it didn't come to that moment that this guy actually wanted to kill me, plain and simply, and it was really horrific abuse that I went through. And if it wasn't for that, if it didn't come to the to the point of to live or not to live, I wouldn't choose myself and left, because that was the perceived obstacle. Because then I did left, and I did end up on the street, and I was hungry, and I had 45 kilos, and it was horrific. But in the same time, I survived. In the same time, I found myself, because I was so alone and broken. No one wanted me, and this is where I found myself for the first time, and I was happy, doesn't matter that I don't have what to eat, and no one is asking for me, but I was released, because I had me, and I took this heavy weight off my shoulders. And this is when I started to play my own game. It was 2002, since I'm on this journey. And it was little by little, and with this every stage, you come back more and more to yourself. And so wherever, you keep on painting yourself, and I'm going to stay in this abusive relationship because, this is no, it's all perceived. And the only way that you can liberate yourself, if you just do what is right thing to do by yourself. There is no other way. Unfortunately for me, it needed to come to that moment, the best thing that ever happened to me. Because I was so deep and I was so broken already that I would never find a way if I had it just a little bit easier, and you know, so in another perspective, just know that what you have is probably the worst that you can take. You know, so for me and you, you know, the level of pain that we can endure is probably different. But don't underestimate that, and know, you know, if you're feeling even the slightest pain, you know, that pain for you, it can be a lot, you know, so you have to choose you. You have to liberate yourself and, you know, just do the right decision and, you know, trust, trust. Trust yourself, trust in God that everything is gonna fall back again together. You know, because like when what I've seen throughout my life, and I always had people that just loved me for me. I always had people that I met, strangers that helped me and changed my life. I didn't have this from my closest, you know, like most people don't. But, you know, it's even better when someone helps you just because they like you, just because they see some value inside of you, you know. And another thing, just to end up with this, when God closes one vessel, what doesn't matter what is it money, is it source of income? When God closes one source of income, he opens another one. This is why it's really important for you, if you have this person that is next to you, it's not your match, you have to let it go. You have to let it go, because then something new can come, because you're this energy that only has a certain amount of energy each day, and how you spend this energy, it's all up to you, you know. And you can only have as much closest people, as much creative projects, as much energy that goes to your, you know. And when you spend that, it is spent. So are you gonna spend on the asshole, or you gonna cancel that asshole, and you're gonna you know, have more of this energy, so to create something in the meantime, until, you know, you get your divine counterpart, you know. It's really about my message to you. I was inspired today, right? It's 12 o'clock, because this period right now is so potent for all of us to really heal and to come back to ourselves. So, you know, my message is, you know, doesn't matter how things look like, you absolutely have to choose the right thing, you know, for yourself, for just the truth, just your truth, just the honoring your truth. And this is how you will never ever do the wrong decision, because you know, your core of your being knows exactly what is here for you, what is not here for you. You know what is your north. You just have to follow. You just have to ask yourself, what is the next thing for me? What is the next thing for me? So I love you guys, and anchor in your truth. It is the best feeling every time you do the right thing by you, every time that you honor yourself, anytime that you keep your word, anytime that you do good things for you, you raise in frequency, you build your lighthouse, you build, you know, this frequency then is getting stronger and stronger, and because of that, all the other things, you know, come back to you with ease. So I love you. This was my 7 stars, and if you're ready for your next level, email me. I have quite a few gifts for you, and transformational things that I can offer. So I love you much, and leave me a comment and subscribe if you resonate with me.